up, YouTube Dog Pound Nation? Thanks for tuning in. Good morning to you all. Welcome to the morning rant. We are going to talk about the Cleveland Browns kicker, Cade York. But before we get into all that, good morning to you all. If you want to join the family, you want to join Dog Pound Nation, you can do so by taking the time right now by smashing that subscribe, hitting that like, and hitting that notification bell. So good morning. Let's get into this. We're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns drafting Cade York, the 4th round in this past 2022 NFL draft. I know a lot of y'all are not happy that the Browns drafted a kicker in the 4th round, but I wasn't upset about it. I was actually happy about it. Before, the draft, I looked, because I knew we had to get a kicker. All right, we had to solve the kicking position. So, obviously, Cade York was the big name in 2022. The kid is phenomenal, with kicks beyond 50 yards. I think he went 16 for 19. The kid has a great leg, great accuracy. He's a stud kicker, and during this whole draft process, before the draft and all that, when everybody, the Cleveland Browns, they sent our special teams coach, to LSU to take a look at Cade York. And Pfeiffer, he was thrilled. He was thrilled. Kid, shined. You can't go wrong getting a kicker, because it is very, very important. As you can tell, look at McPherson out of Cincinnati. Kid was a stud last year, and the Cleveland Browns were going to draft him last year, but they ended up beating us to the punch. So Pfeiffer went to LSU to work out, and Cade York in a private workout. The big thing is, though, at LSU, he did not handle kickoff duties for the LSU Tigers. They had one of the best, the kickers, to handle that, the kickoffs in the nation. His kid was a specialist, Avery Atkins, dynamite. So, kid had, for 4 years. So, Cade York, he didn't handle those duties. But obviously, Pfeiffer went to LSU to work out Cade York, and he came away thrilled and was confident that Cade York would be able to handle the kickoff duties. You know what I mean? So I can imagine that he's not going to have a problem with that. The kid's got a leg on him. He's got tree trunks for legs, so I'm very confident he will be able to handle that. So I was thrilled. But yeah, Cincinnati, last year beat the Cleveland Browns to the punch, to draft Evan McPherson there. And Cleveland planned on drafting him at 156 of the 5th round last year. And then Cincinnati beat him to the punch, I think, at 149. They ended up drafting him. And that's why I think Cleveland was so gung-ho on getting this kid and not letting, Cade York be drafted by another team, because there was absolutely no other draftable kickers in this year's draft. And I mean, you guys could be upset that we drafted a kicker in the 4th round. Can you imagine if we didn't draft a kicker at all? Look at the position we'd be in. I'm happy, because I think Cade York, he's going to be here, for a long time, for the next decade, or if not more. He's already got in contact with, Phil Dawson, so he's picking his brain how to kick down there at the lake. Because when it comes around, November, December, and January, it gets brutal to kick in Cleveland. So he's doing all he can do, and I'm sure he's gonna. I can see this kid really working out. I really can. I'm happy. He's a Cleveland Brown. That position should be solved, because last year we lost a lot of games There's what, 3 games, 4 games? You know, Chase McLaughlin, he cost us. I mean, the kid, Chase was a stud in September and October. The kid, what was it, 14 for 14 at one time, and then he declined drastically. As soon as the weather started changing, I don't know what happened. If he lost his confidence, or, you know, the weather. When you start missing kicks and you're a kicker, I've heard a lot of kickers, you know, say you get into that funk, it's hard to get out of, and especially when the weather is not what it's supposed to be. And when you get them swirling winds down there at the lake, you got to know how to kick. And I remember a story Phil Dawson, you know, explained. I believe Phil, he ended up putting a flag or something at one end of the stadium so he could look at it and tell. I mean, he had things down to a science at First Energy Stadium when Dawson was here. So we'll see. But I have confidence that he's going to be here for a very long time. So, you know, look at, I mean, just, I remember going on the Bleacher Report after this draft and during the draft when we drafted Cade York, and I seen a lot of fans, they were not happy. They were like, why the hell would we draft a kicker in the 4th round? There's so many other needs, this and that. Special teams, I think, to me, I think special teams is just as important as any position on the team. It really is. The special teams, it decides games. Big time. So I'm not mad. If you need a kicker, go get your kicker. You know, and I guarantee it, like they even stated, I read that, you know, at that, when we drafted Cade York, another reason why we were drafting him in the 4th round is because a lot of teams started drafting specialists, you know, special teams, all these specialists. Look at the Baltimore Ravens, took the punter there, the best punter in the country. They got a great kicking tandem over in Baltimore now. You know, so, you know, you can't get upset at that. That, I mean, really think about that. If we missed out, we'd be screwed right now. Yeah, everybody can say, I've seen, oh, if we didn't have to draft a kicker, we could have brought in a guy in free agency, this and that. Who? Even these vets, the reason why they're not on a team right now in free agency is the majority of them lost their jobs. You know, or had kicking issues. So, I mean, I'm happy. I'm thrilled. What do you guys think? Do you think that the Browns did the right thing by drafting this kid out of LSU in the 4th round? Because I was stoked. You know, go watch his YouTube video. This kid he's a stud. He's a stud. I think I watched this one YouTube video with him. I think he went like 29 for 32 beyond 45 yards. I mean, it was ridiculous. And then the kid, 16 for 19 at 50 plus. You know, when he's, you know, you can't go wrong with that, guys. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the kicker, Cade York, and, you know, why the Browns drafted him in the 4th round. You know, they just weren't going to miss out this year, and I'm glad they did that. You know, they got that little nerve feeling. You get a little nervous, you know, having flashbacks of the whole McPherson thing, because the Browns were going to draft McPherson last year, and since he beat him to the punch at 149, so that's why it happened. But I'm going to get this out to you guys. Just got to work. Want to drop you guys a quick video on my thoughts on the whole drafting of Cade York out of LSU in the 4th round. What do you guys think? Leave the comments below. Let me know what you guys think and your opinions on the matter, because I was stoked. But I'm going to get this out to you guys. Everybody have a great day. Stay safe. And go Browns!